And if you don't bloom, you are going in the trash, going in the trash, going in the trash. Hey guys, it's me, Astrid, and today I wanted to give you a Catasetum update. I know I said that I was going to go ahead and give you like a monthly progress video on all my Catasetums, and that kind of fell by the wayside because I graduated school and I moved to a new place and I was getting settled in and it all kind of fell apart, but that's fine. No problem. I'm still going to show you my Catasetums. I just missed a couple of months, and I think you'll still get a really good benefit from watching these videos if you want to grow Catasetums, because you're learning as I'm learning. And without further ado, I wanted to show you some of my plants. So here we've got Modia leoparddrop SVO cross Catasetum Expansion Linda. Alright, so this plant, you can see that the growth now in September is taller than the old bulb, nice and big, but it's not quite as plump as this old growth. And what I think the reason for that might be is because these Catasetums have been drinking up their water like crazy. I leave the reservoir full of water for these Catasetums, so it's this high, and they'll drink it up overnight. So I think that during peak growing season you could probably water these daily, at least in semi-hydroponic. I won't speak about sphagnum moss because I'm still learning about that. Next we have my Modia jumboworld. I did a bloom spike progress video of this in last December, so you can see that. You can see how different it looked, and this growth again, definitely taller than the old growth, but definitely not as plump. And I think that's due to not giving them as much water as they wanted all the time. Though it's still the growing season, I still think that they will have a chance to plump up, but yeah, we'll see. Additionally, this doesn't have any leaves on it, but I don't think that means it's really dormant. I'm continuing to water it and will continue to water it probably into November with all my other Catasetums, because all of them are still in active growth, and I still think that this one could plump up, and it's not rotting, so I think that's fine. This is Katasonov Dreamboat. That's Penang cross Chuck Taylor, and this is the one that Ian Kitson gave to me. And as you guys saw, this one bloomed, and the blooms were absolutely gorgeous. Here's the spike. I just kind of bent it up so it was out of the way. As you can see, excellent roots. Definitely great roots, and the blooms were spectacular. They did not really have much of a fragrance. It could be due to the fact that it's a first bloom, or maybe it's too hot in here. I don't really know, but this has grown a nice big growth. Again, not as plump as the old one. We're seeing a trend here in my Catasetums. Here we have Catasetum Expansion, and it's a variety Myra cross with Linda, and you guys have seen this plenty of times before. Now this one is doing very well. This is a species orchid, yet it's doing better than some of my crosses, and maybe that's because this is a very vigorous grower. I couldn't really say, but it is doing really well. This one, the bulb is definitely as fat as the old bulb, and this one you can see that when you water your Catasetums, they will plump up so quickly that they get a little buckle here. And sometimes this buckle has been dramatic, like you have a muffin top, like Catasetums get a muffin top if you water them a lot. So that's how big this one is. It's got nice tall leaves, nice huge plant. Beautiful, can't complain. Next, I've got the Catasetum Brents Blackhawk. This one definitely, I think, looks like Pumpkaboo. That's the one I told you about. This one had a few accidents during its growing season, so its new growth is just barely as tall as the old growth and nowhere near as plump. I don't know, can you hear my birds in the background? They don't shut up. But anyway, this bulb didn't get quite as big, and that's because I knocked this over so many times. Like all the pellets fell out several times, and I really disturbed its root system a lot of times, so it suffered because of that, and so it only looks like this. But it definitely has a plump enough back bulb and a plump enough new bulb that it's going to grow well for me next year if I don't, sorry baby, if I don't hurt you again. So that's really good. Also, this back bulb was shriveled down to almost nothing, and it's plumped up to almost its original size. It shows you how resilient these orchids are. Cycnodes variscovicii jumbo mutation crossed with Mormodi's Andrite SVO. This one is doing pretty well. As you can see, there's another case of this buckling. I cinched it down so this orchid would have some stability, and I watered it and it just went poof, blew really quite big. This one, the new bulb is definitely bigger than the old bulb and nearly as plump, so that's really good. Also, for whatever reason, this orchid is just covered in happy sap, so I don't know if that means it's happy, I don't know. As you can see, the leaves on this are just starting to yellow, so this one might just be starting to go into dormancy. We'll see, but I'm really pleased with the amount of growth that it's put on. Good job. Next we have this monster. This is the Fred Clark Yarra After Dark SVO Black Pearl, and that's a first class certificate orchid with the American Orchid Society. Now, let's have a look at these roots. These roots are insane. So many, so well developed, so thick. This orchid isn't even gonna budge in this pot. It grew really, really well for me. And I think I kind of babied this one compared to my other ones because it was such an expensive one. I think, yeah, Ian sent me this one too because he didn't like the smell. So thank you, Ian, for giving me 2 of my fave Catasetums. But yeah, this one, I kept turning it in the light so its growth went and did this all kind of crazy stuff, and these are all just covered in sap. But I keep this guy in a pot so it doesn't tip over, but I do have to lean it against the edge of the bathtub because it keeps fucking wanting to tip over, so. We got my homegirl, Cycnodes Wine Delight. This orchid is growing pretty well. It started to get unstable in its pot because it was getting so heavy and just tipping the whole damn plant over. I think this plant does have a tendency to want to grow sideways rather than upright, and if you fight it, it will fight you back just as hard. Here's all its roots. It's still got some green growth tips coming on, so that's great, and it's looking really good. I don't see any signs of a spike yet, and I'm really, really hoping it will bloom for me. I don't know if you guys remember, but last year I had to cut the spike off of this one because I repotted it and I effed up. This is my first ever Catasetum type orchid, this Cycnodes Wine Delight, and it got me excited for them, and so I just went crazy and I got more. This monster is the Catasetum Pierre Curie Flamingo Spots. And I saw this on Fred Clark's website. No, I saw someone made a Facebook post of a flower that was in bloom at Fred's nursery. And it was so beautiful that I called Fred and I said, Fred, shut up and take my money. I need that plant. And so I was like, okay. And he mailed it to me and he made me promise not to repot it from sphagnum moss, and I didn't. And this is the resulting growth of this year's growing season. It's huge. It is the same size as these old monster growths. It is doing super, super well and very big. So I look forward to it blooming maybe in December or January, maybe February. It's a very late in the season kind of bloomer. And yeah, I'm just so excited. Its flowers are huge, pink, wonderful. I adore them. So, as you guys know, I do have a lot more Catasetums, but I didn't get those last year, so I couldn't take you through their entire growth process. And I thought I'd keep it just down to the plants that I had already shown you through this kind of Catasetum journey with me. So if you're curious about my other ones, ask. Maybe I'll show you the other guys. Otherwise, I hope you really enjoyed this update on my Catasetums. I look forward to showing you how they go into dormancy in the next few months. Thank you so much for watching my channel. I hope you have a wonderful day and happy growing. Bye guys.